Welcome to the Today in History channel. In today's video we will talk about the day, June 21st, 1813, end of the Peninsular War. Despite the alliance made between Spain and France through the Treaty of Santo Ildefonso, 1796, Napoleon needed to annex Spain to complete his imperialist plans, without which he would not reach complete dominance of the Mediterranean nor be able to obtain the necessary cotton and wool for French fabric manufacturers. In order to prevent Napoleon's entry into Spain, Minister Godoy offered the emperor a deal, which consisted of the invasion and subsequent division of Portugal, which would materialize in 1807 with the Treaty of Fontainebleau. A French army entered Portugal, forcing the royal family to flee to Brazil. The plan was advantageous for France, but it brought Spain to ruin. Allowing French troops to pass through Spain gave space for French General Murat's troops to occupy the country. In Spain, the conflicts for power between Carlos IV and his son Fernando had weakened the monarchy. In March 1808, the Aranjuez riot took place, by which Fernando VII ascended the throne. Napoleon took advantage of this opportunity to materialize his purpose, with the intention of mediating between father and son for the succession to the throne. He summoned both of them in Bayona, where Fernando was convinced to return the throne to the father, and the father to hand over the command to the French emperor. Finally, the King of Naples and Napoleon's brother, José Bonaparte, assumed authority in Spanish territory as King José I. On May 2, 1808, the people of Madrid started the revolt, rising in arms against invading France. In June 1808, a court of notables approved the change of government, sanctioning the constitution that declared José as reign legitimate, although in Madrid the General Board of the Principality of Asturias continued to rule on behalf of the deposed king, Fernando VII. Cantabria, Galicia, and Leon were allied to the junta, which, united against French power, asked for British aid. French troops were defeated in Bailen, which prevented their advance through Andalusia, and made it evident that the imperial army was not invincible. Concerned about the events, Napoleon himself decided to put himself at the head of the fight. He established his headquarters in Victoria, and in December managed to enter Madrid. The English defended Spain and Portugal, sending an army under the command of John Moore through Portugal. Napoleon returned to France and left the campaign in Spain in Soult's hands, imagining that the territory was already under control, as it had occupied the northern region. But the popular force, organized in guerrillas by occasional leaders Juan Martín the Obstinate, Espoz y Mina, Julian Sanchez, the Apertoso, and the priest Geronimo Moreno Dash, moved by a patriotic spirit, opposed fierce resistance to the French. Against this current, there was a small group that supported the occupation, thus receiving the qualification of afrancesidos, formed mostly by members of the illustrated aristocracy. In 1812, with the start of the Russian campaign, the French withdrew part of their forces from the peninsula. The English army took advantage of the situation to take Ciudad Rodrigo and Badajoz. In June 1812, the French were defeated at Salamanca, and, a month later, at Arapiles. In June 1813, the French had to retire to the Pyrenees, after suffering the defeats of Vitoria on June 21 and of San Marcial in August. The Treaty of Valenque, signed in December 1813, ended the war, and Fernando VII recovered the Spanish throne. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.